Okay, YouTube viewers. Today we're going to do a fellow young man where he wants some highlights in his hair, but not bright highlights. Just something a little softer to go in his hair. Nothing too bright and too overwhelming. So what we're going to do is we mix the bleach and we're going to section them off. And we're going to do some little foiling, some little baby lights. Okay. So what I'm going to use on him is this blue. I use bleach and I'm using not 40 but 30 volume just to give him just enough lightening, but not too strong. And not too drastic and too bright. But the thing is, I'm going to be doing little tiny baby lines. So let me get another comb. Do here, just make a really small section. And he wants it in the front, so when he pulls it here back, he'll be able to see it. So what we're going to do is, because it's in the very front, maybe we better make these a little smaller. These are kind of big for his hair, and his hair is very short. So I'm just going to cut these in half. So it's made with true foiling. And we're going to put it right up underneath them. We're going to make that so we can put his hair in it. But first of all, what I wanted to show you, I'm going to actually just take and chunk out these little tiny baby lights in here. So, and when I say baby lights, I'm saying like little tiny pieces like this. Just enough to give him some coverage up in front here. Okay, so we decided to do it this way because he definitely wants it in the front here. Okay, and all I'm doing is taking out little tiny strikes. And you may have heard the expression baby lights. And that's what that is. So what I'm doing for the next row is I'm actually going to skip the next row. Drop that down. And then we're going to take up the hair in the next row. And we're going to do the same thing, pretty much repeat it all the way through. And we're just making it a little bigger because he wants a little gap in there, not too close together. Just the front. All right. So what I'm doing now, I took out like a chunk of this hair to move out of the way. And now we're going to go up here because we're doing something a little different for him. So we're going to go up in here and we're going to do little more lights up here where he can see them more in the top here. So, and we're going to just move this hair right out of the way. And we just want to just put it in there so we can just do pieces up into here. And we're going to do more little skippies of hair. So, and we're taking here, just like this. All right. So short, you got to keep that little bit of hair out of the way. That's all. And then you go back and start all over. And you're going to continue this all in the top as much as you can because it's so tiny pieces of hair. And what we decided to do on this last back part is to actually just run some stripes up and through here. Because he's going to get it cut anyway, so we're going to run some stripes up and through here, and then we can just take it and it'll blend. And then we're still going to skip this track and through here, and we're just going to run it through back up in there, and then we'll let this ride. What you see me doing now, I'm just throwing some little stripes in different areas because his hair is real thick, and by the time we get this shaped and stuff, should all fall right in place. So I'm going to just take and put some tin foil right over the top just to actually bring up some heat because we do need a little warmth up in there because his hair is pretty dark. And again, we're not trying to get like bleach blonde out. We're just doing just enough to give him some little bit of definition, something else. I hope you guys understand me. I hope I'm not talking muffled. It's tough with the mask. Alrighty, so we're just going to peek and see how we're looking. And if you look down, just so, it's starting to lift up just enough. Because the other one is too bright. So, we don't want to walk around too drastic, but it's starting to do pretty good. Okay. Okay, so we're pulling these off. And look at the color that came out. Pretty nice. Pretty much what he liked. He wanted that color. So we'll get them rinsed out and we'll be back. Okay, so now this is what we got. Just enough. That's exactly what he wanted, just enough. So what we're going to do now is shape them and kind of bring all this together. So what I'm going to do with him is I'm going to cut him down to a 2 all the way around, and then I'm going to cut this and blend this in with this. All right, with the rest of his hair. So I'm going to get started. He wanted to go with a number 1 blade. And what I'm doing, I'm taking my blade and I'm leaving it like right here on the like the second notch from the bottom, or 3 notches from the back or from the front. Okay. And I'm going to bring my clipper up and curve it as I'm coming up. So I'm going to eventually blend all this together. And that up. Thank you. And so this is going to be the whole thing. If you notice, as I'm combing, I'm using the blade, I'm going up and I'm coming out. So notice that I'm coming out and I'm like on a curve. Well, I'm doing what you call a scissor over comb, and I'm just taking and making all this blend. And you tilt your comb out and you just cut and move your comb at the same time. That's all. I'm actually taking this in and cutting this as close as I can to get this little blend here, so it won't be no hair sticking. He has very thick, prickly hair, but see how it's starting to blend in? That's what we want to do. We want to bring it in as close as we can to get that to blend. That's all. We'll continue doing this all on both sides. Chip at this hair on the eyebrow because he wants it pretty much to the eyebrow, so I'm just going to just undercut it just enough, just to chip away at it, and hopefully we'll get it to fall where he wants it to be. I didn't want to do a direct blunt cut because it would just look too choppy, so we just chip away at it, and we'll do the same over here, and then we'll just see how that goes, and we're going to try to work this in there together. All I'm going to do is continue to chip at this hair from the top, you know, just so everything can come together. And all you see me just chipping it off. I'm not making it blunt cut of straw across or anything. I'm just making sure it blends together. That's it. Going with him right here. So I'm just, if you notice this part of here is falling, that's fine. We just want to take this and continue to make things come together. We don't want to just sit in here with nothing going on here, so we want to blend this all together, and so it'll just fall nicely. See how it's starting to fall nice? Yeah, so we'll just continue doing that. We're just going to pick that up. We're going to look for that guide, and see, it's just a litall bit there, and then just clip across. So if you notice you might have a little hunk of hair right there, just pick that up and blend that in. You'll pick, all you do is pick it up and you'll see a difference there. Just take and chip it right out of there so that everything can come together and blend together. And just keep getting it until you got it. Because it'll be the only piece that stands up more than any other piece on that hair. It'll be that only one piece. And see, it's starting to go together. So you just keep doing it until you get it. This is what I want to show you. This is how his color came out. If you look at it a little closer, put his head down. And he likes that color. So it turned out pretty good. We didn't want it too powerful. I'm going to keep it soft and subtle. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to just put a little bit of gel and style it in place for him. And I actually saw a picture, and I'm basing this idea on a picture with a reminder that every head is different, every hair is different. So we're going to, I put a little gel and a little bit of mousse up in there so to help control his hair, because he got some big hair, very big. So, and taking my clipper, and I'm just going to clean them all up. We're going to take this off over here just for a second here, and we're going to just go right in there and clean it right up down there, and take it right off. And around the ear. Just drive like you're driving the car. Just go right on in. And then take off any excess hairs And then follow your guide. Yeah. Okay. And just follow guide and just continue around. Follow that guide all the way around. And you want to clean the guys up too if they got hair that go way downtown. Take it off. Get it all the way down to the collar if you could. So this is our finish. We gave him some highlights in the very front. And we took and cut them and used a number 1. And we blended them with scissors. And that's it. We put a little mousse and stuff up here to get that to go together. So that's it. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you. Bye. House of Glamour.